Hi there Capricorn, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 14th of December. Mercury, the planet of talk and thought, continues in your sign, making an enlightened angle to Neptune on Monday and Tuesday of this week. This runs on for last time. When you can use your imagination to its fullest extent, you really can be awesome. And it's possible that you can express quite a subtle or nuanced idea to someone and they're going to be greatly impressed as this week begins. But when it comes to enthusiasm, well, that's potentially going to be really to the fore, because although the sun continues in the hidden part of your scope, it is angling up with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, which is in your part of your situation to do with opening up, travel, higher education, or just informing yourself. And it's possible that you're going to have some kind of leap of faith this week, learn something either through osmosis or through reading that really does change your outlook. Someone could be very excited or enthusiastic about a concept which usually you might be a bit reticent to take on board, but you can find yourself really getting gripped by the excitement of this. But it's also important to stay grounded. You tend to be rather cautious and check things out for a reason. It's because you're essentially very wise. And that comes from your ruling planet Saturn. And Saturn does, quite frankly, continue to clash with Neptune all through this month, like it did last month. It's not quite as powerful as it has been, and it can be just distorting a little bit the reality of how you view your situation. But if some issues do come up, certainly whether they're spiritual, philosophical, or maybe even religious, you may find yourself having quite a major debate this week. Now, the other key influence this week involves Venus. Now, Venus is in the part of your horoscope that's very friendly and warming, and is forging a beautiful link to Pluto in your sign. Now, Pluto, of course, has been a game changer for a lot of Capricorn people over the last 7 years. It's about decluttering all the emotional stuff you don't need anymore, but it's also about deepening your awareness of your own motives and those of others. It transforms us, not necessarily always in a very pleasant way, but this particular angle is very good. And you may have a wonderful connection to one particular person or a group of people. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it could well be through your social situation. But then again, perhaps you are going to realise that there is more of an attraction to someone that you already know than you've ever previously acknowledged. Now, as this week draws to a close, there could be the potential for you to develop a little bit of insecurity around what other people are saying to you. There's been a flavour of this generally over the last 5 or 6 weeks, but it's all about taking things down to the level of what you believe in and not being too influenced by the energy of others. For example, if you are soaking up the negativity of someone who always seems to be a rather negative themselves about life, you're just sucking this into yourself a little bit like a sponge. That's something you can manage, because you can limit the time you spend with people like that. So just be aware of that as this week draws to a close. Give yourself a few moments to pause at times if you can. Obviously it's a frenetic time of the year, but I do feel that there can be some real connections, lessons and understandings this week which really can provide quite a lot of illumination into your pathway forwards. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.